Looking for a biography that is appropriate for young children? Well, today you're in luck. My name is Samantha McCarty, and I am here to discuss Knucklehead, Tall Tales and Mostly True Stories of Growing Up Scieszka, a biography written by John Scieszka himself. John Scieszka grew up in Flint, Michigan with his parents Louis and Shirley Scieszka and his 5 brothers Jim, Tom, Greg, Brian, and Jeff. John is the second oldest following Jim, and Jeff is the youngest. Knucklehead is a story that shows and retells John's experiences and tales of growing up with 5 brothers. Like any sibling, John believes he is the smartest, nicest, and most humble brother of the bunch, but I don't know if his parents would agree with that. As young boys, they all would get into innocent trouble by doing what they called normal brother stuff. I don't have brothers, so I didn't know what any of that stuff was before I read this book, but apparently one of the favorites is learning how to cross swords. They may have the crossing thing down, but the aim was never great. Their mother didn't appreciate that at all. The boy's mother also could never keep a babysitter because the boys always found a way to lock her in the closet the whole time. It's really hard to believe after reading this that John and his brothers could never figure out why their father called them knuckleheads in the first place. Not only does John tell the stories of the knuckleheads, but he tells the readers the things that he had to sacrifice coming from a huge family. John had to share a room, Halloween costumes, clothes, comic books, toys, anything the boys had, you name it, they had to share it. But in this story, John shows that anything and everything is worth sacrificing for your family in the end. Scieszka's Knucklehead is a great biography for children because it is entertaining, it's funny, and I think most children can relate to it. Some children may have gone through the same things, played some of the same games, even maybe gotten in trouble for some of the same things that these boys did. This biography also shows that children shouldn't be afraid to read biographies. Biographies don't have to be boring, and they definitely don't have to be difficult to read or write. Some can even have great pictures. After reading Knucklehead, some children may even become inspired to write their own biographies. That's why I think teachers and students would love this book. I know as a future teacher, I would have my students read this book in the classroom, because I think once students realize that biographies aren't just, straight facts, they can be stories and funny, I think kids will like to share theirs with their classmates. So I encourage all of you to read Knucklehead. Let your children read Knucklehead, let your students read it, because I guarantee that they will get something out of it. Not only will you all laugh, but you will walk away wanting to pick it right back up and read it again. So my final advice to all of you is find this book, read it, love it, and pass it on. I'm Samantha McCarty, and thanks for listening.